Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Johnson. I've studied physics and I've also worked in glaciology, meteorology and electronics. I'm going to try and answer some of your questions about what a scientist does. Scientists work to answer questions. These questions help us know about aspects about our world, from what animals eat to the molecular structure of pollutants. They do this by conducting investigations. This means they need to work out what information needs to be collected and how it can be collected. The information is then put together and organised. This is called data collection. There are many types of scientists. There's biologists and zoologists and meteorologists and physicists, chemists, glaciologists, environmental scientists, astronomers, just to name a few. So they all conduct investigations, but the investigations vary greatly based on the question that they're trying to answer. Some scientists collect penguin poo to work out what penguins eat. They then use this information to work out if there's enough food in a particular location to support those penguins, or why penguins may have moved from a particular location when they used to live there quite happily at one stage. They analyse the data. Scientists look at the data to find patterns, to see what it tells them. It is very important that the data is recorded and organised correctly. Some scientists cannot and do not make up their own data. This is seen to be quite unethical. Once the data is analysed, scientists try to draw conclusions and make statements about what is happening. They try to answer the question with which they started. Sometimes, though, they need to repeat the process again, sometimes many times, to make sure they have the right data. Sometimes something goes wrong and they find the data they collected is not useful and have to redesign and backtrack and start the experiment all over again. Today, scientists can collect data in many ways. A biologist, for instance, might use a radio tracking device mounted on an animal, or remote mounted cameras that automatically take pictures of when animals come through and record their movements and what they're up to, just as an instance. They have many ways of checking their data and collecting the data that they use. And scientists don't just work in labs. Scientists work in the field in many different locations. During my working life, I've worked in Antarctica and Mongolia, as well as a physics lab, wearing a white coat just like everyone else in a lab.